Today we are going to learn 3 methods for cleaning brushes, as well as some tips on how to make your painting kit work efficiently with minimal mess. Firstly, make sure you are wearing gloves or barrier cream. We will look at the containers you need to clean your brushes properly. The first container that is crucial to have is something to hold your linseed. Non-resealable containers mean that linseed is frequently wasted and it is often hard to control how much comes out. I recommend the small cups. There are ones that are sealable, but be careful. They are not leak-proof. They can then be clipped onto your palette. Regardless of the method you use for cleaning your brushes, having a small container for linseed is important. Decanting. This container will either be filled with solvent, vegetable oil, or a combination of oil and solvent depending on their preference. You will use it to clean your brushes in, and if you are using solvent, you may also use it to thin your paint. As you can see, some of the paint sediment from earlier sessions have now sunk down to the bottom of this container. At the beginning of your painting session, you may want to get rid of that sediment so as not to dirty your brushes. This process is called decanting, and the same idea applies regardless of what you choose to clean your brushes with. Decanting will save you money on materials in the long run, as well as keeping waste out of our water table. You will need 2 containers. I recommend 2 jars that can be resealed. So as you can see, in our first jar we have the sediment at the bottom, with the solvent at the top. The idea is that we can keep one jar to collect the sediment, and the other will stay clean for each new painting session. So to begin, I am going to pour off the clean solvent, or oil if that's what you are using, into the new container, leaving the sediment behind. Now I am free to use the clean solvent or oil for painting or cleaning my brushes. After my painting session, I will re-pour all of the liquid back into the original sediment container. Again, it will settle and be ready to be poured into the clean container for the next session. When you get the point where you find there is too much sediment, simply empty as much as possible into a paper towel and dispose of in the appropriate waste containers. You can start the process again. You can also put a mesh screen halfway down the container, or buy one that has this already so that decanting isn't necessary. The sediment will sink down past the mesh, leaving your brushes to rest on the screen. The solvent method. I have here a jar with OMS, a type of solvent. When you are ready to clean your brushes, start by getting as much excess paint off as possible with paper toweling. This is a very important step. Then gently swish around your brush in the solvent. Take it out, wipe with rag, and repeat until clean. If you feel like your brushes could use a little extra cleaning or you want to get the solvent out of the bristles so they last longer, you can clean them with soap. You can then take some laundry soap in a Tupperware container, which we recommend because it's easy to transport and cleans well, and just scrub into the soap until it comes clean. Leave to dry horizontally and never mash your brush into the soap. The solvent-free method. When you are ready to clean your brushes, start by getting as much excess paint off as possible with paper toweling. This is a very important step. You will want to have a jar with vegetable oil for cleaning your brushes, and you can utilize the same decanting method as you would with the solvent method. In other words, you will want to let the sediment settle and then pour off the clean vegetable oil into a new container. When you are done using the oil, you can pour it back into the original sediment-filled container. You will swish your brush around in the oil, taking it out to repeatedly wipe off with paper toweling, and continuing until the brush is clean. You can then take some laundry soap in a Tupperware container, which we recommend because it's easy to transport and cleans well, and just rub into the soap until it comes clean. Leave to dry horizontally and never mash your brush into the soap. This step is important, otherwise the oil can dry on the brush. The solvent, linseed, and stand oil method. This method works almost the same as the solvent-free method, although instead of using vegetable oil, you will use a combination of stand, linseed and solvent. Again, you can decant this mixture if needed. Swish your brush around in the mixture, towel off and repeat until it comes fairly clean. Clean with the laundry soap. Happy painting!